Welcome. What we're going to be looking at in this video is we're going to be looking at how you would use keywords and outcomes when you look at a question and when you interpret a question in order to answer it. So we're going to actually look beyond the question and other elements which basically affected how you're going to respond to your essay. And namely, that is looking at broader studies outcomes and using keywords as part of your answer. So we're going to be on now just finding those keywords, looking at how you would actually use them as part of your answer. Okay, so first of all, outcomes should be your first consideration when answering a question. And if you have them, or if you don't have them, find out exactly what it is the question is expecting you to do, because it's not going to be stated in your answer or in your question what it is exactly you need to try and do in your work. What it will be shown through is your outcomes. It will give you an idea of what you're expected to do as an outline, exactly what it is you're going to be marked on, where you're going to get your scores, so to speak, how it is you should go about developing it. And often you'll find keywords such as you're able to develop, maintain, and organize an argument. So immediately have a look at that and make sure that it says something like that. But even just have a broad look at the outcomes and just sort of see what it is you're going to be assessed on. They will give you, as I said, a guideline for what it is exactly you're going to be marked on. When I say what it is you're going to be marked on, your criteria does not get pulled out of the air. It gets pulled from broader studies outcomes and you're graded according to how well you meet each outcome. Having a look at those things will tell you exactly what your marking sheet will look like if you don't already have it. If you already have it, then obviously you look at the marking sheet, which again will be based on the outcome. So it goes a bit full circle there. But the thing is, you need to have a look at these things because you need to know exactly what is expected of you in your answer, and your question isn't, as I said, necessarily going to indicate that. Now, if you're coming across one of those questions where it may not necessarily be asking you to write a formal traditional essay, again, this is one of those things that will really help you identify that that's not exactly what it is you need to be doing. So it's very important that you have a look at this. Okay, keywords. This is the big thing because it does basically three things. It first of all highlights exactly what the question is asking. It keeps your response consistent, and it strengthens your argument and its relationship to the question. What I mean by identifying keywords, or using keywords for that matter, is pick some words from the question, exact words from the question, or at least a definition which is based on the question, and use it over and over. Because first of all, what that will do is it will highlight what the question is asking. So what you believe the question is asking more than anything. So if it's asking how it represents something and you use that keyword as representation, then immediately you're highlighting what the question is asking. It keeps your response consistent, as in you're going to be focusing on representation and that aspect of the question or other parts of the question that you get asked, and making sure that your response is consistently directed back towards the question, and it strengthens it. Because it's not going in a different direction, it's making sure that by using those words, you're proving that your argument is related to the question. Immediately, if you've got all those three things, then basically what you're doing is you are not only highlighting that you understand what the question's asking, but you're making sure that everything you're writing links directly back to that. Okay, so let's go why keywords. Well, they keep things simple. By having only a few things in mind when you're writing and planning, it helps to keep you on track. It keeps you on that straight road. You can use basically keywords in two ways, as I mentioned before, based on the question or based on your interpretation, which is defined in your definition. So the way you interpret the question, which in your introduction you'll state how you define the question, then you would use that keyword throughout your response in order, as I said, to keep it consistent and to keep going back to that main idea. You don't want to be jumping from one idea to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next, because at that point, your marker starts to get a bit lost.